18. In a world where technology and the relentless pace of modern life often seem at odds with nature, I have found my calling as a photographer deeply in love with the natural world. The digital era has brought both challenges and opportunities to those of us who seek to capture the beauty and wonder of our planet. Allow me to take you on a journey through my experiences as I strive to balance my passion for nature photography with the demands and opportunities of the modern age. My journey as a nature photographer began at an early age, long before the era of digital cameras and social media. As a child, I would accompany my parents on hikes through the local forest, armed with a simple film camera. Those early outings instilled in me a deep appreciation for the outdoors and a fascination with the beauty of the natural world. It wasn't until my teenage years that I began to take photography more seriously. I saved up my allowance to purchase my first DSLR camera, which felt like a small miracle at the time. It was a bridge between the analog world I had known and the digital age that was rapidly unfolding. With my camera in hand, I set out to explore the wilderness near my hometown. I found solace in the quietude of nature, and photography became my way of connecting with the world around me. Every click of the shutter was a moment frozen in time, a testament to the beauty that I had witnessed. As I grew older, the digital revolution was in full swing. The transition from film to digital photography brought a wave of new possibilities and challenges. Suddenly, I could capture hundreds of images in a single outing, without the constraints of film rolls and development costs. Editing software allowed me to enhance and manipulate my photographs in ways I had never imagined. However, with these advancements came a sense of disconnection from the tactile and deliberate process of photography. It was all too easy to become overwhelmed by the sheer volume of digital images, to click without truly seeing. The pursuit of likes and followers on social media threatened to overshadow the essence of my art. As a nature photographer, I faced a conundrum. How could I embrace the benefits of the digital age while staying true to my love for the natural world? The answer lay in finding a delicate balance between the two. I made a conscious effort to slow down and approach my craft with intention. Instead of shooting hundreds of photos in a single outing, I learned to be more selective. I waited patiently for the perfect moment, for the interplay of light and shadow, for the wildlife to reveal itself. Each image became a reflection of my connection to the environment, a testament to my respect for the subjects I captured. Patience, I soon realized, was the key to unlocking the secrets of nature photography in the digital age. The modern world demanded instant gratification, but nature operated on its own time, oblivious to our impatience. It was in the moments of waiting that I discovered the true essence of the wilderness. I would sit for hours, hidden in a blind, camera ready, watching for the elusive fox or the majestic eagle. I learned to read the signs of nature, the subtle movements and behaviors that hinted at a photo opportunity. And when that moment finally arrived, it was all the more precious for the effort and anticipation that had gone into it. Social media had become an inescapable part of the modern photographer's life. It was a double-edged sword, offering a platform to showcase my work to a global audience, while also tempting me with the lure of instant validation. I found myself torn between the desire to share my art with the world and the fear of contributing to the overexposure of fragile ecosystems. The digital age had made it easier for photographers to reach vast audiences, but it had also increased the foot traffic in delicate natural areas. The challenge lay in finding a way to raise awareness without inadvertently causing harm. With the power of photography came a responsibility to protect the subjects and places I loved. I became an advocate for ethical photography practices, sharing the importance of respecting wildlife habitats and leaving no trace behind. I joined conservation organizations and used my images to support their efforts. I also made a conscious effort to educate my social media followers about the environmental issues facing our planet. Climate change, habitat destruction, and the plight of endangered species were subjects that needed to be brought to the forefront. Through my photography, I hope to inspire others to take action and make a positive impact on the natural world. Beyond capturing beautiful images, I discovered the power of storytelling in the digital age. Each photograph had a narrative, a story waiting to be told. I began to accompany my images with captions that shared the personal experiences and insights behind the scenes. People were drawn not only to the visuals, but also to the stories that connected them to the subjects and places I photographed. Through blogging and vlogging, I delved deeper into the art of storytelling. I shared my adventures, the challenges I faced, and the lessons I learned along the way. It was a way of inviting others into my world, of showing them the profound connection between the photographer and the environment. In the age of digital photography, the darkroom had transformed into a digital realm of endless possibilities. I embraced the art of post-processing, using software to enhance and refine my images. It was a creative process that allowed me to bring out the true essence of a scene, to convey the emotions and atmosphere that I had experienced. However, I was always mindful of the fine line between enhancing reality and creating a false narrative. I aimed to preserve the integrity of my photographs, to ensure that they remained faithful representations of the natural world. The digital darkroom was a tool, not a crutch, and I used it with care and restraint. In a world saturated with images, the quest for authenticity became paramount. I knew that my work had to stand out not only for its technical quality, but also for its genuine connection to nature. I sought out unique angles, unusual perspectives, and unscripted moments that revealed the true character of the wilderness. The desire for authenticity extended to my interactions with my audience as well. I made an effort to engage with my followers, to answer their questions, and to share the realities of a nature photographer's life. It was a way of demystifying the art and showing that anyone could connect with the natural world, regardless of their level of expertise. As a nature photographer in the modern era, I found myself not only connecting with the natural world, but also with a global community of like-minded individuals. Social media platforms, photography forums, and online communities became virtual gathering places where photographers from all corners of the world shared their work, experiences, and insights. The digital community was a double-edged sword. On one hand, it provided a platform for collaboration and inspiration. I could learn from others, exchange ideas, and even participate in virtual photo exhibitions. On the other hand, it introduced a sense of competition and comparison that could be overwhelming. The race for likes and followers sometimes threatened to overshadow the genuine joy of photography. I realized the importance of fostering a positive and supportive online presence. I joined discussions about conservation, ethical photography practices, and the importance of preserving natural habitats. It was a way to use the digital age to amplify our collective voice for nature. One of the most significant challenges I faced as a nature photographer in the digital age was the ever-changing landscape of the natural world itself. Climate change, deforestation, and habitat destruction were altering the environments I had come to love and photograph. I witnessed the heartbreaking effects of these changes firsthand. Glaciers receded, once lush forests dwindled, and wildlife populations dwindled. It was a stark reminder that the natural world I had captured in my early years was evolving, sometimes disappearing before my very eyes. As a photographer, I felt a deep responsibility to document these changes and to use my images to raise awareness. I joined forces with conservation organizations, donating my work to support their campaigns and using my platform to advocate for urgent action to address environmental issues. The digital age continued to bring advancements in photography technology, from high-resolution sensors to faster lenses and innovative accessories. While these innovations offered exciting new possibilities, they also presented challenges in keeping up with the latest gear and techniques. I found myself constantly adapting to the evolving technology, learning new skills, and staying informed about the latest trends. It was a balancing act between harnessing the power of new tools and staying true to the core principles of nature photography: patience, authenticity, and a deep connection to the environment. In this ever-evolving landscape, I realized that the heart of photography remained unchanged. It was not the camera or the lens that created a memorable image, but the vision, dedication, and love for nature that I brought to each photograph. As a nature photographer in the digital age, I understood that technology could enhance my craft, but it was my passion and purpose that would continue to drive me forward. As I continued to navigate the digital age as a nature photographer, I often thought about the legacy I would leave behind. In a world where the pace of change seemed to accelerate with each passing year, I wanted my work to serve as a timeless reminder of the beauty and fragility of our planet. I dreamed of inspiring future generations of photographers and conservationists, of instilling in them a deep love and respect for the natural world. My hope was that my images would transcend the limitations of the digital age, carrying the message of our interconnectedness with nature into the future.